What's going on, people? My name is Siraj and this is Red in the Head. Do us a favor, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button right about here. And if you're one of the 60 odd subs, you're the MVP today. So let's get this match review going. The final score being, I don't know. I kind of felt it was one of those weird games, right? Even though the score was 3-0, it kind of felt to me that there was something I was kind of waiting for. Whether it was me kind of like thinking about last season, where I was like, yes, we had a great result against Chelsea. We had a good result against Bournemouth and a fantastic result against Newcastle. I thought today was going to be the day when it was all going to come crashing down. So my expectation was to have no expectations, to be honest with you. So I kind of thought, probably like many of you, that, maybe at one point, it is Aston Villa. It is Unai Emery's Aston Villa, and they're a pretty decent team. But today we crushed them. Today we absolutely smashed Villa 3-0. And it could have even been more. It could have been 5. I personally think it could have been 10. Darwin missed a couple. Salah missed one when he could have squared it. But that is Salah. That is Mo Salah. He always does that. So I'm not even gonna sweat about that. But ultimately, I think going into the international break, that feels weirdly satisfying. That feels weirdly like Liverpool 2022. It's too early to say, of course. You can never tell with this team. God forbid if you actually decide to put your money on this team, they will always surprise you. So, all that being said, though, I am absolutely relieved that we got maximum points for the last 3 games. I would dude, I would never have said that. I couldn't. Okay, let me take it back. So last week when Van Dijk got sent off, I thought to myself, oh, here we go again. This is another season where I'm just gonna have to make these videos, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to do these rants and be negative and be pessimistic and all that kind of shit. I mean, it's only been 3 games into the season. So that was kind of like my demeanor the whole of last week and also kind of leading up to this game. But overall, if I can give you my thoughts overall, I thought we were absolutely brilliant. From the get-go, the way we just hit Aston Villa every single time, and especially we were getting so much joy on the left-hand side by Luis Diaz. So for me, I was super surprised, and I mean, obviously, like I missed the kickoff, so I joined like 2 or 3 minutes after the start. So I was quite surprised in the new lineup. Obviously, we all know Van Dijk was out, but Endo was out. That surprised me. So I don't know what happened. Was he injured? Or did Klopp just decide that perhaps Endo needs a little bit more time and you can't just throw the poor guy into the Premier League, into the pace? Look, the Bundesliga is comparable to the Premier League in terms of physicality and speed. But I thought perhaps there was something afoot, and maybe Klopp was kind of realizing the same as he did with Fabinho, just to don't throw the poor guy in. And so McAllister was able to kind of like deputize for him, and I think he did a sterling job, absolutely sterling job. But for me, my player of the game would absolutely, well, there's 2 to be fair. But my player of the game would absolutely have to be Szoboszlai, who I thought was boss. He was running things, Man was just there, and then he was there, and then he was in the back, and then he was covering, and he was making sliding tackles, and he was making covering tackles. He was box to box. He was, let me put it this way, Szoboszlai, he's box office, yo. BOX. box office, this guy is the real deal. And I think someone mentioned to me a few weeks ago, and it was a few weeks ago, so I wasn't trying to get too fucking excited. That he reminds me of Gerrard. I was like, relax, okay, he's not Gerrard. Yeah, we've only seen him for one game. And I still stand by that position. It's too early to make comparisons like that. But today was Gerrard-esque. Gerrard-esque. He's not Gerrard. Gerrard-esque. The man was all over the show, and I was super impressed. And also Diaz on the left, just to have that outlet every single time to go in there, fantastic. We were counter-attacking. We were pressing, we were doing all the things that I've come to expect from a Klopp team. All the things that we didn't do last season. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about last season. Let's leave last season, and last season I was done. Okay? But it's hard to compare why. Well, it's obvious. We can see now the difference between last season and this season, and that's your midfield that actually have legs. We're not relying on Fabinho to basically hook and crook the whole match through, and Henderson huffing and puffing all like the big bad wolf. It was just, you have legs in that midfield, and Liverpool looked dynamic. My God, we looked the business. And it's still early doors, but I think there's a good shot for fourth this season. I think there's a lot of teams currently in the mud. Where's Chelsea? Where? You know what? Fuck it. We don't have to talk about them. Fuck, it's beautiful. All right. Anyway, this is red in the head. This is not blue in the shoe. Fuck them. But yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. I know another player who didn't maybe get on the score sheet, but he did get an assist, was Darwin Núñez, who I thought was electric. Jeez! I mean, he was causing problems. Of course, he had some shots on goal, and he hit the upright a couple of times, but he was just a menace. But before I get to that assist, I just want to give props to Szoboszlai, who like I said to you, I'm a fucking huge fan of Sobo. He took his goal really, really well. Just coming outside of the box, smashing it. There you go. Bottom left hand, or kind of, in the left hand side of the goal. And that made it 1-0. And I thought Liverpool just continued to command the game from then onwards. Yes, of course, Villa had some overall things happening in the half, but most of it were just like half chances and that kind of stuff. But I thought Szoboszlai was excellent in that first half. Diaz was electric, and Darwin Núñez was sensational. So, kind of brings me on to the second goal, which was, that ball, that dink from Trent to Salah, and Salah having the frame of mind, to realize that he was offside, and to let Darwin kind of like come through, and Darwin plays it over to him. And of course, Darwin smashes the ball, and it goes against the upright, and then obviously the Aston Villa player bundles it into the back of the net to make it 2-0. Which of course then Villa then switches over to a 4-4-2 to kind of like get control over the midfield. But you know what? It didn't help. We ran things. We ran things. Things don't run I. Me area run a things, huh? Yes, man. Yeah. That was beautiful. Literally, like from that onwards, like when you grab a dog or a cat by the scruff of their neck, that's what they did with Villa, and just said like, what? There is absolutely no chance today. It's not going to happen today, Villa. I know you came all the way out to Liverpool, but it was just not going to happen today. And you got smashed, bro. You got smashed. So yeah, a couple of crossbar hits from Darwin during, and obviously like I said, Villa still had chances here and there, but for the most part, the score could have been 4-0 at halftime, but it wasn't to be. We go in 2-0 at halftime, and I think After that, it was merely just about managing in-game management, and I thought we did that brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. So, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, we then went on to the second half, which I think, for the most part, apart from the goal, which is great by the way. From Salah and like I said, the assist from Darwin and the awareness to flick it onto the far post where Salah just smashes it into the roof of the net. Martinez has absolutely fuck all chance in goal. But the game was essentially over at that point, and Liverpool just had to see it out, which they did. A very professional performance. Super happy for Jurgen Klopp, his 300th game. Can we just, in the comments, if you're there, if you're watching, just give me an applause or something like that, to Jurgen Klopp. 300 games, and he's a red, I can't even imagine what Liverpool would be like without Jurgen Klopp, or the day that he absolutely leaves. But you know what? That's a video for another time. But for now, it's 3 points. We're off to the international break. I think, it's 2 weeks. I'm not really sure. I fucking hate international breaks. No one watches us fucking football. But anyway, we have to now sit through 2 weeks of fucking international football. But be that as it may, a great first 4 games. Really a statement of intent for Liverpool. I honestly felt it could have been 4 out of 4. I really felt that, Chelsea in that first game probably, deserved to get the 1 point at the end, and probably was a fair result. But, that could have been also a victory for Liverpool. But if butts and coconuts, there's no point in describing over that. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor, again, if you can, like and share. It really helps us out with the algorithm, helps this channel grow. And I'm all about growth this year, It's like my afro, it's growing. Anyways, see you all till next time. Have a wonderful day, Reds. We go again. Boom!